for Connor in last week's game. 21 carries, 94 yards, and a score.
And he's hoping to have the same type of game, but he's going up against the #1 defense in the league, and they're very good at fitting the run. So now you've got to think offensive strategy, maybe a little more play action, and try and find some people open downfield.
Connor. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On 1st down, Newton. This is intercepted. Quincy Wilson with the INT, and he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe.
Well, it's a cold night, and whether you're a quarterback that wears a glove on his throwing hand or not, that ball is a rock, Brandon. You've got to really drive it through the cold and the wind, or it can take off on you, and that may have been what happened there.
The Chiefs in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10. This is McCaffrey on the give. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. The numbers for McCaffrey last week. 8 carries, 51 yards.
Well, we know they've clinched a playoff spot, but there's plenty of football left to play. And I'm a proponent of continuing to do what you've done throughout the season, especially with teams that are heavy run teams. Because if you throttle back too early, you lose the rhythm of the run game. And not just with the runner, but with the offensive line as well.
1st down for the Chiefs. Solid chunk of yardage, 17 on the play.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw 2 tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and he ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
This is Hightower, and he stopped immediately there. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And Jeffrey's got it. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
Receivers love having the reputation of being go-to guys on 3rd down. And he was fighting like he really wanted to have that reputation, didn't he? I mean, he came very close to making that a 1st down.
Broke the 1 tackle, but couldn't spring himself free. They'll run with a fullback. Use check. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards, and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side.
4th and 1. This is what fullbacks live for. They're always the guys with all the marks on their helmets because they love sticking their heads in there to fight for the tough yards. And he gets the tough yards here to give his guys a 1st down.
On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal. He wanted that end zone. Powerful running, but he couldn't quite get there.
And that's going to really make him upset. And right now, there's no way he's letting a coach take him out of the game. He's going to want the ball again, so he actually does get into the end zone, hopefully on his next carry.
Wilson on the keeper. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Russell Wilson scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Chiefs are going to take a 1st quarter lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it was capped off by the quarterback sneak for 6. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Over the middle, that's hauled in by Cup. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 40. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. Newton. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The former Buckeye, Cameron Hayward. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Now it's counter. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 8.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Play action. It's Newton. Open man, it's Vanette. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. But how about this last play? Made a nice catch and picked up a first down.
That's what impresses me about him. When he's called upon, he usually gets it done. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Throw left side, complete to Cup. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I'll just figure there's something wrong with the football.
And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
And Suckup will put this one right through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. A 1,000-yard campaign in his sights, Charles, but needs a little bit of a kick here down the stretch to reach it.
And sometimes at this stage of the season, you're looking for that extra goal, right? That extra motivation to accomplish what you want, not just as a team, but as individuals. He's got to stretch a little bit to get there. The sessions in their meetings. Hey, we can still get this done. Let's go ahead and feed him the ball.
And the offensive line, I'm sure they're well aware of where he stands as well.
They are, and I think for them, it would be an even better accomplishment to get there now because it seems like a little bit of a reach.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On the ground, McCaffrey. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. 1:59 to go in the first half. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And this is taken in at the 5. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. He got 29 yards that time. Now it's Wilson. His throw incomplete. Casey Hayward, the Pro Bowler, there to knock it away.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. To throw again is Wilson. Shreds the tackle, eluding the pressure right. And he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. Russell Wilson with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. To throw on 2nd down is Newton. Open man right side is Cup, complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Newton. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
This is taken around the 12. 21 yards. Well done on the return. Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. And it may just be the second quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books. But it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means
O-line.
he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Now Wilson on first down. He gets it into the hands of Larry Fitzgerald. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down. They'll give it up to McCaffrey. Evades him at the 20. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number one. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
14,
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
95. Shotgun. Zebra.
Wilson now throwing again. Breaks through the... And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Eric Ebron in the final seconds of the first half. And the Chiefs add on to their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number two.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. Tucker now for the extra point. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So that drive, 4 plays, and it's capped off with a Kansas City touchdown. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Final 10 seconds of the half as they've got it 1st and 10. The drive will start with Connor. And an alley to run. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number one. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Chiefs on top. As we'll send you back an abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. Ready for the start of the 3rd quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves them needing about 7 here on third down.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Raekwon McMillan in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
To me, the defense was looking a little gassed near the end of the first half, but they've come out of the locker room with a little extra spring in their step. Wonder what they did at halftime to get them so motivated.
I don't know, but that sack looked good. Now let's see if they can build on the momentum of that play. Here's Ginn. Now a hit and a loose football. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
It's been a struggle all game for them on offense. This was a chance to maybe provide a little bit of a spark with a punt return. Unfortunately, that spark got doused.
Yeah, and you call special teams the 3rd phase, but you see here it can be the 1st phase sometimes.
That is so true, right? It can ignite it one way or the other, and boy, that didn't help them at all.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Looking deep here for Ebron. He's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Eric Ebron, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead. And the defensive there, that was a battle. He just made a really nice play.
A really nice play, making sure his body position was correct. And how about the throw? Zipped it in there.
And it results in the touchdown. Now Tucker to add the PAT. Tucker with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. On the return now, it's Josh Huff. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Out comes the Seattle offense into the NFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for this importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Hey, you're impressed, aren't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games. Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadruple. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
Tackle there by Clay Matthews.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Well, this is a catch by Ted Ginn. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. First target, first catch, and a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a toss. This is Connor. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this week, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
No gain on the play there. 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Wilson. Wide open receiver complete. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick. He's been decisive. And he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
On the quick handoff, it's Juszczyk. Gave a glimpse of his power that time. And then brought down at the 30. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Back now in Seattle, Washington. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Now Wilson on 2nd down. Jeffrey reels it in over the middle. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. On 1st down, Wilson. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
On the carry, it's Hightower. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. 8 yards on the run there, and that leaves him with 3rd and just a couple. They go again with Hightower. And he's got the 1st down as he gets it to the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
14.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Mike Daniels. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9.
95.
On 2nd down, Wilson. His throw caught right around the 6. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. They'll still have a 3rd and goal now despite picking up 13 yards on that pass play.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Kyle Juszczyk, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs just continue to pour it on.
And now we've hit that stage of the game, partner, where one of our predecessors, one of the great commentators of all time, He used to sing in this situation when this game appeared to be over.
I know the fat lady's been singing for some time.
No, not her at all. This is one of our guys.
But she's singing, too.
Oh, she's
on like the 5th tune at this point.
She left Scales way behind, but he used to sing something about turning out the lights. The party was over.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Give him 30 yards there.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
That's just his second catch of the game. They wanted to keep him silent. They have kept him silent.
Defensive football 101. Don't let the best player on offense beat you. Take him out of the game, and they've done a great job of doing that.
Newton now to throw. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. Throwing again is Newton. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point.
That's been a tough day, but they finally were able to get one into the end zone, and maybe the offense will feel a little bit better about itself going into next week.
And if you're a coach taking that into next week, I know you're upset, but it is a little bit more respectable, somewhat of a moral victory, right?
Yeah, they probably won't say a lot of that to the team, but it is true. It's something for them to build on, and then they can call their mom and tell her, hey, Mom, for your fantasy points, we got you a few down the stretch.
Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. They come into enemy territory, and I don't care what the matchup is in the National Football League. You're up like this late in the game on the road. This feels pretty good.
Oh, it feels fantastic. Anytime you get a road victory in the NFL, that's a big-time accomplishment, and to do it this convincingly, that just tears up the script that every home team has, which is nobody comes into our house and pushes us around. They took care of business today.
Yeah, they pushed around, and now the final stages of this one. Wilson wants to throw it. He's going to look deep down the field. It's caught inside the 25. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. A big play there for KC. 48 yards. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. scoring summary. 3-play drive. And it winds up with the Chiefs hitting pay dirt. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Newton on first down. He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He can make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
On 2nd down, here's Newton. And that is incomplete. Evan Ingram was the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
Now Newton, and this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there. In the early days of the NFL, you could easily blame these drops on maybe some uneven or uncertain lighting in a stadium. Not anymore. The lights are pretty good.
Yeah, they're great here at night, but his 2nd drop, indeed, not a good look.
Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Oh, Wilson going to throw. Jeffrey with a catch left side. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Throwing again here, Wilson. Jeffrey breaking the tackle. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left.
Spot that. 14. Check 43. Front it. Shotgun.
Down here, they'll look to throw. This is caught. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So So for Kansas City, they continue to rack up the victories as this one moves them to 13-2 on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Oakland Raiders. Meanwhile, for Seattle, they'll be guaranteed a finish of no better than 500 as they drop to 7-8. All right, Coach, from one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Oakland Raiders and the Kansas City Chiefs. This is taken at his 4. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. So here comes the Raider offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by their quarterback, a product of NC State. It's Jacoby Brissett.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game. I thought he played fairly well.
Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Throwing. Brissett. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, third down.
But one thing's for sure, when you get a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you got to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. On third down, Brissett. And that is incomplete. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, there in coverage.
He had a good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting has taken over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense. So a change of possession here on the punt. So here come the Chiefs for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the man who proclaims to be from a whole pack of Badgers. Came into the league back in 2012, Russell Wilson.
Partner, do we still count this as the holiday season?
A little bit of a gray area, but I think you can.
Okay, well, we just passed it, right? Well, the gifts keep coming to our guy, don't they?
They do.
I mean, think about this now. First the playoff spot, Offensive Player of the Week in Week 16. I think he's going to keep going. I think he's going to keep firing away. I don't think they pull back at all.
Yeah, and everybody for them rounding into form right now.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And not a whole lot doing there, so he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down? Now a run with McCaffrey. And a broken tackle helps lead to a first down gain. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. He's going to rifle one deep left, and that's caught inside the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. They give him a gain of 38.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
Ebron's got it. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. He was locked in. 2 trips to the end zone, Charles, over 100 yards receiving.
How about the combination of route running, confidence going downfield, and the ability to go up and get the football? You're exactly right. It was hard for them to stop him.
Here's Wilson throwing on first down. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. But it looks like the Chiefs are going to get it back.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. The former Pro Bowl linebacker Anthony Barr there to jar it free.
I wouldn't be shocked at all right now if there's a look of surprise on the big fella's face because he had the route that he wanted, running the corner, and usually he's able to use his body and catch the football, but a really nice play by the defenders, able to knock it away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. This will be caught inside the 10. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 11 yards, but still not enough. Fourth down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And now here come the Raiders. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
The numbers for Travis Kelce last week. 10 catches, 95 yards.
And he was able to get open there, but that's not always easy against this bunch defensively. We are deep enough into the season where numbers count. This is #1 rated defense in the NFL. He'll have a tough time.
And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. The tackle made by K.J. Wright.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play.
Here we go.
I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
On the run, it's Ware. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They're staring up at a 3rd and 9 to start it out.
Come on, let's go.
From the shotgun, it's Brissett. And it's complete to Kelce. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Deron Harmon, and he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Well, when I saw the pressure coming at him, that just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Caught right side, it's Jeffrey. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Now Wilson on first down. Flush to his right. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down. Wilson looking to throw on second down. The throw left side complete to Hogan. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be third down.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football, and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
They'll try and run for it. This is Juszczyk. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it first and goal.
3rd and 1, who are you going to call? Not the scat back. You go with the big man. Hand him the ball and let him get upfield and pick up a first down.
19.
From the shotgun, Wilson. Oh, it's incomplete. That would have been big in the end zone if he could have held on. Instead, it's second down.
I know every offense wants to start their snaps closer to the goal line, but it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space there. Lucky maybe that it wasn't intercepted. Now Wilson to throw on second down. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Eric Ebron, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs add on to their lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Tucker with the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it to the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football. I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. Here's Bernard. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Brissett now. Over the middle, he's got Tyrell Williams. And now for him on the season, that is his 80th catch, and the result is a first down. First down, Brissett. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
Here we go. Brad 38.
Throwing again, Brissett on 2nd and 10. And he comes back with one complete.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And that one results in 35 yards.
So what's the old expression that quarterbacks like to use when they decide to throw the football? I'm looking for either a touchdown or a check down. And he took the check down on that play, and it worked almost to perfection.
Brissett sets to throw it. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it, now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And in the air once more, it's Brissett. And this is caught for a touchdown. Now hold everything here. Flag in the backfield. This one might be coming back.
Holding offense.
Down in this one, they needed that score, but they'll have to hold at least for the time being.
You're exactly right. Points that they had to have. As you said, they have to regroup now and see if they can get them another way.
Let's go! What? 9!
They'll throw again. Brissett. This will be caught at about the 6. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. The Raiders on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Again, it's Brissett. And this is going to be incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. C.J. Uzomah, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders are back within a score.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. This will be fielded at the 6. Kansas City touchdown. In for the score. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead. Such an electric play, so much fun to watch, and you need all 11 guys in sync for that to be successful, don't you?
Without a doubt. That's teamwork, to be able to put it all together. But that play is really probably the most exciting 10 seconds in football.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Now Allen Robinson and company gearing up to go again on offense. Unless he has a Julio Jones-type 300-yard game in him that Julio did against the Panthers in 2016, probably not going to reach 1,000, but still pretty good year.
I think you're right. It's a pretty good year for him, but let's face it, every receiver's dream is to have a game like Julio Jones had against the Carolina Panthers. It's 300 yards on the nose, and it didn't matter what coverage they sent his way. He solved it each and every time. Maybe our guy can get that way in this ballgame. Let's see.
So we've come upon and okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
Oh, and now he bowls him over. Accelerating, and off he goes. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. A big play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Chiefs add on to their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Tucker with the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. Here's Conley. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discuss.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And he'll wind up losing 5 yards or so on the return, but no matter, they've got the football back.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive line.
Now he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down. Robert Kimdichie with a great push up front. He picks up the sack and a loss of 8.
Tremendous read and reaction by the defensive tackle. And frankly, partner, it's not that often the DTs have that type of easy access back to the quarterback. Never bought the play-action fake.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down. They got the win last week despite not having any interceptions. Tried to come up with one there, could not. But there's a stat category called PBU, pass breakup. That's important too, and they got one.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because at least you're there, knocking the ball away. Offense isn't possessing it, making plays downfield. And you just continue to harass the receivers, harass the quarterback, and maybe the big play does occur down the road.
And that negates a pretty decent punt return.
And the goal is to gain a first down on a punt return, which is 10 yards. This was much more than that, but it is going to come back due to the illegal block in the back.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Caught, Kelsey, left side. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Nice play call, a little bit of play action right there. If you can get those linebackers to freeze for just a split second, that's usually all the room you need in order to get it to your tight end.
On 1st and 10, Brissett. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. Now the ball comes loose, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. Throw left side complete. It's Hogan. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
Over the middle, that's caught by Hogan. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll run with McCaffrey. And an alley to run. A second spin. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. And that's incomplete. The former Pro Bowl linebacker Anthony Barr there to jar it free.
Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turned into a nice play.
Tempo, baby, let's go.
On second down, McCaffrey. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line. The Chiefs on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they thought they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? Well, a carry for Bernard. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Let's go. What? 90. What?
Brissett from the gun on 3rd. It's caught by Quincy Enunwa. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down. Brissett now 10 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10.
Let's go. What? 90. What? 90.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get. We're back now in KC. It's Raider football here, but they're on the short side of the scoreboard right now as we begin the 4th. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Let's go. What? 90. What? 90.
Brissett to throw on 1st. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Robinson. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Brissett now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Out of the gun, Brissett. It's Kelsey on the ground. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on 1st down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
There, they just keep marching right along. 1st down on a pickup of 8 there.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They've got another 1st down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now. Brissett going to lead his guys up 1st and 10. And he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far. They'll run it here with Bernard. He will push his way down to about the 14. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And a tackle there by Chris Long. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
He drops it off for Bernard. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though. Huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah,
and it'll be intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
And this will probably be the final play before the 2-minute warning. Here's McCaffrey. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Marshawn Lattimore right there on the coverage. He was draped all over it.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson. Jeffrey with a catch left side. How did he stay on his feet? And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a 1st down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. This is McCaffrey. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Back to the ground on 1st. It's McCaffrey. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. Oh, Wilson going to throw. And he almost intercepted it.
They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's third down now.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way. So he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it. Just move on to the next play.
Now Wilson. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's fourth down.
I know ultimately that feels like a good defensive play, but I know it's really not. They had a chance to keep points off the board. Now they have a chance to kick a field goal by missing that shot.
Yeah, especially at this spot in the field. He's got to be upset he couldn't come up with that INT. So he remains perfect, 3 for 3 in the field goal department.
And it's so important for any offense to have an ace like him up their sleeve, isn't it? Because now you know what his range is, and as soon as your offense gets there, you're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Reset, and this one incomplete. So the clock stopped now with 20 seconds remaining.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
From the shotgun, it's Brissett, and that will be incomplete with the clock showing 18 seconds now to go. It was Quincy Wilson that time, was able to make the play defensively.
And we just saw another example. These cornerbacks have played tight coverage all game long. Might start wanting to think about a few double, triple move routes to try and shake their guys free.
You're right, they've had no room to breathe. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as he'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. A first down throw for Brissett. Underneath, this is Bernard. Room to run inside the 40. And all the way down to the 33-yard line. Now we'll get whistles, and they signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
With the Eagles.
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. Wilson wants to throw it. Flushed out right. Now he's going to throw it back deep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Chiefs, a final win here means they'll finish at 14-2. And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, they dropped their 7th game on the year. And it will be a disappointing finish to the regular season, no doubt. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
You